There is no question that drawdown is one of the worst things when it comes to trading Forex, stocks, investing, whatever it is. Drawdown is no fun. And here's the thing, no matter who you are, no matter how good of a trader you are, every single trader or investor that places a trade in their experience has or will experience a drawdown or a series of losses or times that are just not fun. In today's video, I'm going to talk about drawdown. I'm going to talk about my experiences with drawdown and how I approach them and how I deal with the fact that I have a lot of people who watch my trades inside of the A1 trading community. Part of the service that I offer is that you can actually see the reasoning behind my trades as well as some of the other people who are in there sharing their trades as well. So we're going to get into that right now. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nick, and in today's video we've got a serious topic that is incredibly important to anybody who actually wants to end up successful in the long term in trading and investing. In the short term, it's really easy to have just awesome, great times in the market, and that could either be luck, it could be skill, whatever. But here's the thing, I don't care how good you are, there are times when we're not doing our best, we're not trading our best, or we take good trades, they just don't work out, and we enter into a series of losses or a series of holding on to positions that are not going well, right? This is called drawdown, and that's basically not fun, and it is something, again, that everyone experiences. Now, drawdown by itself is already challenging, right? When you're just dealing with that privately, it's already a tough thing. You have to ask yourself, am I still taking trades successfully? Am I sticking to my plan? Is my plan still working? What do I do if it does this? What if I do if it does that? And I think that by itself is a very challenging aspect of trading, is dealing with the downside, dealing with the losses, and dealing with the psychological turmoil that comes with it. Now for me, I offer a service, like I said, where I can basically, people come together, there's chat rooms, all sorts of stuff, and then also I share my trades inside of the group, not to be copied, but to share my personal reasoning behind trades. I don't encourage people to blindly copy anybody. I don't think that there's any value in that, but I do share my trades, the reasoning why, and I update them as they go along in real time the best I possibly can. So with that, I get a ton of emails, questions, instant messages, and so does my team regarding trades that I am in, regarding what they're doing, why they're doing it, what's going to happen next. That's something that we are constantly working to try and assist some of our clients with, is to share the reasoning behind the trades that are being taken. That is very, very important to me because I believe to be transparent, you need to not only show the good and the bad, but you also need to explain why you're taking trades, update why you're doing what you're doing. That is something that I kind of hold very valuable in my business as well as in my own trading. It does hold me accountable in my own trading, which I really, really like. But again, it's an added level of stress, honestly, on top of my trading to deal with hundreds, maybe even at some points thousands of messages regarding trades that I have taken. It's like trading under a microscope, and it is tough sometimes. It can be very, very tricky, and honestly, I had no idea that this was ever going to be my situation, but I just, the service grew and grew, and now I have quite a few people who watch what I'm doing in the markets, and that's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I still stick to my own trading plan. I don't really worry about, I try my best not to worry about that, but every once in a while, enough messages really do impact me. So, and there's nothing wrong with people who are in the service asking questions, right? That's the whole point of the group, is to share insight, to share knowledge, to share discussions with each other. That is the whole point of the A1 trading community. But I do want to add on to that having those questions is a stressful thing, I guess, for me and for my team, the other traders who share their alerts. But it is part of being successful in general when it comes to drawdown, is you have to hold yourself accountable, because at the end of the day, we can't blame other people. At the end of the day, when I'm taking a trade and it's not going well, it does me no good to say, well, oh, the market is doing something that is impossible. That's the only reason I'm losing money. Or it doesn't do me any good to go around and say, this person mentioned that the pound dollar was going to skyrocket to 100,000, whatever, right? There's no use in that. What is useful to us when we're dealing with a drawdown is to look internally. Ask yourself a few key questions. Number one, very, very important. Is my risk management actually in line with my trading plan? Number two, do you even have a trading plan? Because if you don't have a trading plan, right now, stop what you're doing, stop trading, don't do any more. This is my view, is that you should not do anything else. If you don't have a trading plan written out, or at least somewhere that, written on a note card, written on a piece of paper, whatever, you need something to look at when times get tough. Because again, I receive tons of questions, but sometimes I really just wish that the people asking those endless questions would look internally and say, okay, well, what does my trading plan say to do in this situation? If they also took a trade, right? For example, right now I'm dealing with a Euro USD short that has gone against me, and I'm dealing with not a fun trade. It's not the end of the world. I think I'm at like a 4%, 5% drawdown on the account. Really not crazy. It's something that happens every once in a while, but I'm trying to keep that in close management, keep it under control. But I think that as traders, it's very easy, especially when I was a new trader, to turn around and find other reasons for why I'm not doing well, right? My trading plan, oh, I didn't look at the right thing, or oh, I had somebody on the news say something, right? We can do that endlessly, but that does nothing for us. At the end of the day, the biggest thing, like I said, holding yourself accountable. Ask yourself, did I stick to my risk management plan? Did I stick to my trading plan? Am I trading like a gambler, or am I actually trading this like a business, right? Because let me tell you guys a quick little story about my worst drawdown of history. So during 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, all were great trading years for me. Absolutely great. Really had pretty solid results that whole period of time. I mean, I think 2019, I think I made 25% on account, which 25% on one of my bigger accounts, which is pretty good to me. When you're talking about bigger amounts of money, that is certainly much more reasonable. And then, okay, but 2020 comes along, and I don't know about you guys, but 2020 has been crazy. It's been all over the place, not just financially, but just in general. We've had a really crazy run. But in 2020, the markets also went haywire. They went nuts. And in March, we had one of the biggest crashes on the S&P 500 of all time, or at least the quickest of all time. It was like 30% in like 18, 19 days. It was really nuts. And with that, some insane volatility came into the currency market. And I took some trades on the Euro-Australian pair. I took short setups that went against me, and they were too big for my account, and it was a mistake that I made that was completely my fault. So I took some shorts on Euro Australian dollar, and that trade kept going against me. And I have a adaptive strategy where I take small positions and build something until it either reaches a max loss, or I take profits when things go the way that I'm looking for. So trades were in, and then I built positions, but what I had no idea about is Euro Aussie is not something that I usually trade. And Euro Aussie moves like a monster. It is an incredibly volatile pair. And so I started experiencing some pretty heavy drawdown pretty quickly. And when things kept crashing due to the pandemic, it got worse and worse and worse. And I was looking at this account, and I'm looking at the trades, and I'm like, what is going on? 2017, 2018, 2019, they were all solid years using this strategy. Well, number one, I did make a mistake in my trading plan. I traded too big of a position size on a pair that is incredibly volatile, much more volatile than Euro USD, USD Swiss, right? So I broke my rules by mistake, but still, that's my fault, right? If we make that mistake, you gotta take ownership. So that was my fault. I took that trade, it was too big, and it resulted in taking one trade, taking two trades, taking three. I think I had a total of 4 trades on the short side that went against me, and then it ultimately led to the steepest drawdown that I've ever experienced in my account, which was a 30% drawdown. That is certainly the biggest drawdown that I personally have experienced in a trading account. That's too much for me. That was definitely not fun and a learning experience for me. After years and years and years of market trading, I learned a big lesson, okay? And so we need to talk about this in a hindsight way to learn from this, because when I look back on that experience, I'm thankful that I had it, because in the end, I had a 30% drawdown on an account, really, really not fun. It ended up coming back just as I had hoped for based on my trading plan. I actually did stick to my trading plan. Everything was good in my trading plan. It was just that my risk management plan, I messed up. I made a mistake. And so when I made that mistake, it was a costly one. I didn't lose money on that trade. In the end, I actually came out profitable because I mentioned 30%. I was actually 30% on multiple different trades, but the Euro Aussie was one of them that was resulting in some serious drawdown. That trade ended up coming back. I stuck to the plan. The swing was way too big. The money movements were way too big for my account. But in the end, it did come out profit. I think I came out plus 5% on that trade by itself, which was solid. So in the end, the whole point is sticking to a plan sometimes results in some really, really good things happening. Sometimes it results in not so fun things happening. But I think that it's really important for us as traders to understand that although trading is not a easy business by any means, it doesn't mean that the hard times are impossible to overcome, because drawdown is a part of the game. So it's inevitable that anybody who who is a successful trader has and is dealing with drawdown. They're dealing with drawdown at some point in their trading career and overcoming it. So drawdown is beatable. You just have to keep that risk management in mind. You have to take accountability for every trade that you place. You cannot become a successful trader blaming others along the way. That will never, ever work. I don't care who you are. I have never met a trader who doesn't love the markets and takes accountability for every action that they take. That is the key to trading success, overcoming drawdown, and dealing with the tough times as a trader. If you cannot stick around for the tough times, then you absolutely cannot stick around for the good times, which everybody wants the good times. Nobody wants the bad times. You have to take accountability and learn how to deal with those bad times the best way you can. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope that you got something out of this video. If you did, comment down below, subscribe, whatever. Let me know what you thought, and maybe share this with a friend who may need to hear it. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you back next time.